Hey guys, today we have a very interesting guest. This person started off as an auditor and then quitting a job as an auditor, went on and became a writer. From auditor to writer. It's a pretty interesting story. So if you want to find out about how she did that and what happened in between, do follow us in this episode as we go and pick her up in this Renault Capture. Let's go! Hello, good morning.
Morning.
Yeah.
Oh, this is cool.
So, how's the morning been so far?
I'm good.
Have you taken a breakfast?
Of course.
Alright, just to let you know,
okay.
it's already rolling.
Oh.
So, we are just gonna go along the way and have our conversation, have a chat.
Sure.
And then we'll stop by for coffee and I'll send you back. If I'm not wrong, you worked in auditing one of the big fours, right?
Yeah, correct.
Yeah. So, what made you decided that you should quit that stable and professional job and go and do writing?
Well, I guess it's because of suffering.
Okay.
Like, even though it looks like shiny, it's not that shiny. It looks like a good job, but I was suffering so bad in it. It was, I guess, like it's stable, professional, like you say, but it's as well as joyless. It's like a lot of people don't focus on themselves, but focus on the external thing. It's like, are you really happy in your job?
Yes.
And one thing is that you really have to know yourself in order to make a good decision just for yourself. I have a lot of friends who enjoy what they do, and they really excel in auditing. But it's not for me because I left because I made a serious mistake. And that mistake, when I realized it's a problem, the biggest problem is not about mistake, is that I don't even think it's a mistake when I made it. So it's like my mind is not wired to think like an auditor. Yeah, it's that kind of like structure, and you have to really see the evidence, like that kind of mindset.
I see.
And I'm not that kind. Yeah.
Did you actually, when you leave the job as an auditor, you're already very sure, like,
no,
I want to do this?
No.
Okay, so
definitely
how did you actually like decide straight away I want to leave, and then after that, how did you find like there's something that I want to do? How do you find that?
I think I do have evidence from my life because I have made two major changes in my life. One is from auditing to F&B, and then one is from F&B to writing. Okay. And both change is driven by joy. Like, what do I enjoy doing? So F&B, right? Reason is because when I was in university, I worked as a Bursa, and I really enjoy making coffee and serving people. Yeah. And when I changed to writing, is that I have been blogging since 23. Even though not professionally, like I've been writing, like without people paying me, I keep writing. So I guess like to know what you want to do is not to ask people what they think you should do. It's about finding the joy in your life. What is the thing that you're willing to do even nobody pay you to? That's a very good indicator of what you are naturally enjoy doing. It might not seem like a very obvious career, but once you keep doing it, you become better, and then I guess like the mastery, or once you're better at it, then you will have the confidence to look at it as something that can generate income. After like the first job, right, when I quit the job, I didn't tell my parents, and turned out my parents actually, they are not happy for me when I switched job.
When you quit the job, you didn't tell your parents?
No, like I didn't even discuss with them because like 3 years in university, I've been my own person. Yeah, so that's the first time I take charge of my life, and I realized that without consulting them, I did fine. Like I didn't die, and I explored new things about myself, and that is start. And then after that is experience. Like when you do different things, 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, and you realize that every time you learn something about yourself, it becomes natural to take risks. Even though risk is really scary, like at first, like there was time I felt like I was floating without anything to hold on to. It's scary when your life, like you couldn't know what happened next month, next week, next year. It's scary, but now I see that as norm. It's just that you have a different set of norm compared to other people. It doesn't mean that it's not right or wrong. It's just that it's just different.
Yeah.
Yeah, so freedom, like I would say, like personally I define success as freedom. Having the freedom to choose what you want to do and be able to take care of yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, as long as you can take care of yourself, it's okay to take risks and do things that didn't promise a set of outcome.
If we were to look back again, there's something that you look back right now and something that you took away from it in the sense of a lesson. What would it be?
I guess from the whole journey, the biggest learning point is that I am not as great as I thought I was. There are so many things to learn. It's to like really keep the mind and heart open, that everything out there, like there are so many things I can learn out there, so many things I don't know. Yeah, because like up until the point I started the company, I was always like top students, good results, and then everything sort of like go very smoothly. I never thought I can fail, but when I do the business, it's the first time that I actually feel like, wow, this is hard. And dealing with people, and then it's like people don't care who you are. When I go out there, it's just I'm just a service provider.
Right.
Yeah, so that teach me a lot. I actually went and joined the BNI sessions, and because of this friend, and then I met a writer there, content writer, copywriter. So after half a year, he suddenly contacted me and gave me a small job. It's like writing three articles, and he paid me 700 for that. It's like peanut looking back.
Right.
But at that point, knowing that it's like, whoa, my writing can earn money, even though it's not much, it's such an eye opener. Yeah, and he told me I did a good job, and then after that he referred a few clients to me, and to break out from F&B industry for good and jump into writing is because I closed my first major big client. So this client, Ken, he's a coach, and he gave me a book deal, basically helping him to write a book, and it's a 5-figure deal. Right. Yeah, so that really like gave me the boost in confidence that I can do it. Right. Yeah, so it's like I never intend to be a writer. It's just that the events of life, the referral comes. I was so lucky at that time. After that, I couldn't. It's quite impossible to meet someone like Ken, because Ken, knowing that I wasn't a full-time writer at that point yet, I have no experience writing a book. I just show him my passion and my belief in what I do, and he gave me the job. Yeah, and he became a good friend.
I always think that it's very important to number one, first identify what makes you feel happy doing.
Yeah.
Right? And I think that's very important, because no one wants to get stuck doing something that is not happy. Yeah, even though if it earns a lot of money, but you're not happy doing it, it's a bit pointless at the end of the day. So number one, find out what makes you happy doing, and then get yourself known for doing that.
I think what makes you happy, and one very important, is be good in doing that.
Yeah, be good in doing that.
Before you make yourself known, because I always believe the work is very important.
Correct. Yeah.
Even though like it brings you joy, like you can be an amateur and you can keep honing it and become a master.
Yes. And once you're good at it, I think people will just come over and talk to you.
The most important thing is be yourself and not trying to imitate somebody. Because like the joy, the passion come from inside. It's like you're so excited doing what you do, like you cannot fake it.
Your first book, what was it about?
So it's called The Art of Owning Your Story, which is where all the subsequent project, Own Your Story podcast, Own Your Story book, Own Your Story community come from. It's from there, The Art of Owning Your Story.
The base of kind of like everything. And so the Art of Owning Your Story was actually about your journey?
It's about my journey. It's separated into part 1 and part 2. So part 1 is more like a chronological sequence of what I went through in my life.
What you went through in your life.
Yeah, and it's the amazing thing is a compilation of blog posts that I wrote in the past 4-5 years. So it's actually like 4-5 years in making without me knowing that. And so the recording was very real and raw. The emotion was raw. The biggest challenge getting the book out is actually my self-doubt. Because like I said just now, I'm literally opening up my life for people to have a peek inside my emotion. What I felt when I felt like lost, helpless, hopeless. I cried, and then the business thing fell apart. A lot of that was in there, and I just feel like, oh my god, everyone is going to see this, and then what are people going to say? How will people judge me? How will people see me? And also like imposter syndrome at that time. I look at look around the entrepreneurship scene, so many people have built like successful company, multiple companies, and yet they didn't have a book. And I was just like a millennial, started a business, it didn't work, left, and then a lot of changes in my life. I'm just a like normal millennial living an ordinary life. And then I have like imposter syndrome, like who am I to publish a book? Why would people listen to me? Yeah. To counter that, there is a voice that says it's important to share your story. It's because of what I went through, I felt so lonely and there are no people to talk to. And I feel that it's important for people to see that, and if they are suffering, if they are on their journey as well, at least they know that they are not alone, and at least they know that they have like some comfort in figuring out their life.
You know, throughout the whole conversation just now, one thing really struck me was when you talked about the hero's journey. Right? And I think it's very interesting because when you actually start this, own your own story, for me as a third party listening to it, it's kind of like telling me that no matter how ordinary my life is, I can be a hero in the story as long as I pay attention to it.
Definitely.
Is that like the overarching thing that you try to build up for your community?
I think it is, because it's essentially own your story. So claim the right to tell your story, or else like people are telling it for you. It's like you assign meaning to your own experience. Say that it's a failure, what does that mean? You are the one who give it meaning. It's like, because of this I learned this, and then because of that I do this, and then this become another thing. So we are the one who tell ourselves the story. It's like the business that I started, actually I exit in a very bad state. I was I was a mess at that time, but I'm the one who tell my story. Like, because of that, I embarked onto the writing journey, and it opens up a new door. I would like to see life in that way as well. You are the hero in your life, and your life is a movie. So what is this movie about? What are you doing to create the scene? So I like to think of life as this way. So just now when I mentioned the Hero's Journey workshop, it's actually to inspire people to look at their life in that way. I think you have a copy of the book. You want to show everyone? Sure. This is my own copy, so it's a bit like old now. So this is the illustration done by my brother. He's an illustrator. Heart. And if you see this, right, heart is like English word and then Chinese word. In Chinese is sing, so I think it's pretty cool.
Just one last thing. If there's any advice that you want to give to the audience who are watching this, and maybe somewhere deep in their heart they are thinking, hey, I want to get out of this. I want to seek a new meaning or something like that, or whatever. I just find this so boring right now. I need to get out. What is one advice that you'll give our audience?
I would say the next thing you do is not going to define the rest of your life. Because I've met young people right out of their university, so conscious, so worried, so struggling so hard about what to do when they're so young. It's like 22, and they're struggling, like thinking about what's my purpose, what do I want to do. But to me, it's like, get out and experience the world, get out and try something, do something, because like the thing you do is not going to define the rest of your life.
That's true.
I think that's a lot. The thing that hold many people back is that they think that the next thing is like everything in their life.
That's true.
And the biggest problem is that we are not taught to learn about failure. Everything we are taught is about making it right. I think the right and never go wrong is a big problem. I think it's very much a part of our Asian culture. Where we are not taught to explore. Ever since we are young, we have been always given a blueprint of what to do. Right? Like our parents would tell us, like, oh, okay, you start studying at what age, go tuition, do well, and after go university, then you become a professional, then life will turn out well for you. But we lack that spirit of exploration. So at the moment we graduate, sometimes even for myself, like at the moment I graduate, like I was so stressed thinking about what to do, you know, really thinking the next step is going to define the rest of my life. To which now I think back like, no, it didn't. It didn't. It all accumulated up to a learning experience and led me to different things. And I think that was a perfect advice, and I wish that I would have gotten that much earlier. And I think it's also applicable
for those of you guys there, if you are working right now in the job,
Yeah,
and
I think no matter where you are, the next
wherever
thing,
you are, right?
It's not going to be the rest of your life.
Just explore, yeah. If you feel unsafe to quit a job yet, then don't quit, but explore.
Yeah, it's always like, for me, it's also always doing something first, and then it gains its own traction. It has its own trajectory. It's not that like one day you quit your job and suddenly become something else.
Yeah, it all takes time as well. Yeah, so thank you very much, Isabelle. Looks like we've come to the end of this end of the interview. It was really a good time talking to you. Yeah. So how do you like the car so far? Is the ride okay for you?
Yeah, and you're a good driver.
That's all about it for today.
Alright.
Thank you very much. I'll see you again. All the best to you.
Thanks for the opportunity to share the story as well.
Thank you very much. I'm honored to have you here. So I look forward to join your event in your story.
Sure, look forward to that as well.
Yeah, we look forward to see you there as well. So do check out the link and subscribe to our channel, and at the same time do check out isabellethye.com. I'll put in the link below and go and buy a book. Okay, I'll see you.
Alright, bye.
Take care.